Good morning to our last Atos Breakfast TV in this year. Today it's about quantum computing and, to be more precise, digital sovereignty and the rise of quantum computing in Europe. But we saw in the video about the adoption of quantum and that it is already there and what it can do. But what is quantum computing? So I went up into a pretty famous website, in the internet that knows everything, and it tells quantum computing is a type of computation whose operations can harness the phenomena of quantum mechanics, such as superposition, interference, and entanglement. That sounds nice, but still keeps a lot of question marks in my head. Martina, what do you think about quantum, and what do you know about quantum? For me, it's a bit like magic.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit like magic. It's a little bit like, Star Wars and things like that. Very futuristic. And I have a lot of respect for the people who are the specialists in this area. And since we have some of them in our breakfast TV, I feel quite comfortable. So I do not need to talk so much about quantum computing. But just one thing, Friso, I saw a book for children about quantum computing. It's in German, unfortunately, so only for German-speaking people. So it's the little book about quantum computing. Maybe we should read that, and then we'd understand.
I think that's perfect, and I think you just mentioned it because it's is it one of the yellow ones? Like with the thing that's
quantum
the one that I read normally to understand tech a little bit better. No, that's absolutely fine. And I think
it's very special for children, as I said. You can even get it in the library, so you do not need to buy it. So
that's perfect. That's perfect. I will do so. But I think as both of our experts are already in the call and they look quite convinced when they hear the word quantum, not even an eyebrow moves at all, because they're working on that on a daily basis, right? Yeah, and I see them just nodding right away. For them, quantum is like daily business, as for me, just like opening up a LinkedIn Live, right? Yes. Martina, what do you think about quantum? There is that one thing about what we're going to talk about right now, digital sovereignty and the rise of quantum. But what else is on the plan? And what do you think? How you spoke about Germany, so Europe, they're different countries. What about the quantum adoption?
Well, maybe we should ask this our specialists, but I think it would be interesting to see the poll from yesterday. I think you started a poll, didn't you, Friso?
Oh yeah, I'm so glad you asked, Martina. By coincidence, yes, we did start a poll, and we'll bring that up right now. So one of the questions was which regions do you think will lead to quantum revolution? And as you see right now, by far, about 47% are quite sure that Asia is ahead. Europe and America are quite equal in a way. Yesterday, Europe was a little bit ahead, and then America took over again. Quite interesting. The poll is still open. We're going to post the link afterwards. We already have more than 4,500 votes on that. And if you think quantum is in a total different region, please let us know in the comments, or also what you think about that. Think that's quite fun and impressive, right?
Yeah, especially what happens after our show. Maybe the numbers will change.
Yes, we're going to spark the thing ahead, and then we're going to see what quantum will be and have its absolutely a footprint in the coming years. But I think we spoke a little bit about quantum, and I said quite open. I don't know, for me, it's absolutely magic. A thing does something, and then something happens, and this is super powerful. Maybe
it's huge. Just huge.
That's right. But Martina, you mentioned experts. Who do you have on your side today, or who is going to introduce?
Yeah, on my side, I have Dr. Martin Matzke, and he's head of big data and security in Central Europe here at Atos. So he is a specialist. And Martin, why is quantum computing so important for the European sovereignty?
Yes, Martina, it is really important. I could fully agree, and I saw the poll here. It's not a surprise for me, but maybe after some minutes we have talked about, some could change their mind. And hopefully it will be changed. So to easily understand why quantum computing is so important for European sovereignty, what you asked, we must basically have a look on the huge impact quantum computing will have on the economy and the society in future. So when we talk about quantum computing, we need to look much more into the future than we usually do with all other IT technologies. At least I know. Quantum computing is still in development, we must know, and not in production yet. And the current activities concentrate on hardware and first software, but in addition, also on consulting and training of experts and future users in the growing field of activities. And enormous sums of money are being invested in research and development worldwide, the different regions you mentioned, by private companies and by public institutions. So let me go to some basics. Quantum computing will not only make a huge leap in performance of information processing as expected in the last years also in let me say traditional computing, but it also opens up completely new possibilities to compute and solve problems that are today unsolvable. And in addition, things could be discovered that could not be discovered before with quantum computing. Today, there are several competing approaches and developments for quantum computing, but the leading technologies have not yet emerged, and it's not yet really predictable what will prevail practically and commercially, and nor when. But quantum computing will come and gain outstanding economic and social significance. I'm absolutely sure. So I'd like to give you some examples where quantum computers can be real game changers in our world. For instance, in finance, almost all financial problems can be expressed mathematically. For instance, the portfolio selection of a financial fund, hopefully we all own funds, or the simulation of trading networks, day-to-day work in finance. So optimization problems today, which cannot be solved by today's supercomputers in real time. And with quantum computers, it would be possible and easy to imagine how the impact on financial markets worldwide will be. Or another example in energy storage, with quantum computers, it will be possible to design and create new molecules. This can be used, only one example, to find new battery materials that significantly improve the performance, the durability, and the weight of batteries. Another example, very important for all of us, in medicine. With quantum computers, it will be one day possible to capture different molecules in their full complexity in order to create completely new designs for drugs with highest effectiveness. And in addition, the duration and the quality of tests for new drug ingredients, what takes a long time today, can be significantly shortened. And ultimately, only quantum computing can enable the individualized design of drugs against all kinds of disease, tailored to a person's individual DNA. So fantastic, to be honest. Coming back to today's world, in general, so many challenging optimization problems can be found in our everyday economic life, which today cannot be solved sufficiently. So some examples, so complex systems such as vehicle traffic in a city or in a region, or transport logistics, or the power distribution of decentralized power networks, or even the optimization of an e-car charging infrastructure are only some examples for, in reality, very complex problems. And in all these areas, many different interdependent influencing factors are constantly changing in reality and thus represent an extremely high level of complexity. Only quantum computers can deliver the sufficient computational power to solve. So Martina, these examples should give an idea of the economic and social opportunities offered by quantum computing, and let scientists, managers, and politicians, your question about EU sovereignty, dream. Quantum computing has the potential for a revolution, and yes, really a revolution in nearly every market. This explains why the interest of companies, states, and also the European Union in quantum computing is so huge and why they spend so much money.
So it's really important for the future, and yeah, for a lot of markets, as you already mentioned, finance, medicine, science in general. But one question I have as an Atos employee: what do we do as Atos in quantum computing?
Yeah. An unexpected, very good question, Martina. Thanks a lot. And I can tell you, Martina, we do a lot. I only can raise it a little bit. So first of all, you or we should know that Atos, as one of the few top companies worldwide that develop and build supercomputers since decades, recognized the future importance of quantum computing early. So back in 2016, our CEO of Atos founded a high-level advisory board of really world-renowned European scientists. This resulted in the first Atos quantum program, which was further developed and is now based on several pillars, and these pillars are our portfolio, basically. Firstly, the development of simulators and accelerators to be integrated into a hybrid, high-performance, today computing platform. Atos has set 2 years ago the goal of providing a quantum accelerator connected to a today's supercomputer, and recently announced the partnership with IQM. IQM is the European leader in building quantum computers, to do so next year, 2023. That's our goal, and I'm pretty sure we will fulfill it. This connection with today's supercomputers is an important step for the first practical use of quantum computing. Secondly, our second pillar, post-quantum cryptography. We are working on integrating post-quantum algorithms into our cybersecurity products and services, because today's encryption technologies become nearly useless when quantum computers are in place. The third pillar of our portfolio. Innovation in quantum computing is not only about hardware, but also about software. This is a direction Atos is taking fully with our Atos quantum learning machine, called QLM. I will use it several times in the next minutes. The QLM is a fully integrated quantum simulation and software development platform. And the QLM is hardware agnostic. That means that it could be used for several types of quantum computing technologies, because some would have heard that some companies worldwide, in China, in the US mainly, cloud providers, etc., are working on quantum computing with different approaches and different technologies. And our QLM is able to integrate all these technologies for simulation. And that's the fourth pillar of our QLM, consulting and training. So a QLM, a quantum learning machine, is also a learning platform, which is very, very important, because we do not have real quantum computers in place. We have to learn to work with it. And this machine can be correspondingly compared, let me make it easy, an easy example, to a modern flight simulator. So with a flight simulator, you can completely learn to fly a complex, large aeroplane without flying, and you can simulate all sorts of real situations to keep the plane in flight and land safely. And that's exactly the same idea of a quantum learning machine for learning, programming, optimizing, and simulating applications and calculations for a quantum computer without having a real quantum computer. This is necessary because a quantum computer has a fundamentally different type of programming than a classical computer. The first step for software developers hence must be to understand how it works. As long as real quantum computers are still in the development stage, the QLM offers uniquely a platform on which experience can be gained. So developers learn how to program and design applications for quantum computer. And our final pillar, coming back to what we planned several years before, research and cooperation. Atos cooperates with considerable research institutes and universities, as well as with high innovative, high-tech companies and startups, I mentioned IQM, in the sector of quantum hardware and software. So let me finish. Quantum computing will represent a real disruptive change in information technology with a very, very high potential for significant economic and societal impact and transformation. And Atos is actively involved and provides key building blocks with a portfolio I briefly summarized with these pillars.
That sounds really interesting. So we really need to invest into this technology. And for me, it's really, very important, maybe a thing to tell to the audience, even though we have no quantum computer yet available, we have a quantum learning machine that helps us to better understand what will be possible in the future, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you, Martin, you already mentioned our partnership, with IQM, and I think we have a video about IQM. Let's have a look on that.
Quantum computers will revolutionize the way we solve problems in the future. Have you ever wondered who would build a quantum computer for you?
At IQM, we are building the European quantum computer with a very experienced and highly skilled team. Quantum computing is a completely unique technology. It's not only fast, but it's also green. Think, for example, about a very complex problem in drug discovery. In the future, a quantum computer can solve it in just a few moments.
This is the beginning of a new era of quantum computing in Europe.
Friso, that's quite impressive, isn't it?
That's absolutely impressive. And I just need to state one. This CE Breakfast TV show was not sponsored by product placement. No, it's about the partnership of IQM and Atos. So I think that's one of the key factors in a way. But it's really the thing like quantum, where will it go? And also, Martin, thank you for your explanations. It's going to be huge. That's something you said. Yeah. Huge is only also like my fear of losing my cryptocurrency. But I think we're going to tackle that later because comments are coming in. And I would like to ask the audience, please, if you have a question, real question about quantum, anything about the technology and about the future on quantum, please put those questions into the chat. We have a couple of them already in here, but please keep them going. And I think with that, we're going ahead. And I'm just looking into my wallet if we are in the next part, if my crypto assets are still safe.
Do you still need some money for Christmas shopping?
Are you sure they are safe today?
Perfect. So, cryptocurrency, safety, IQM, Atos, we do a lot. And also we have another expert here, Martina, right? So just like right next to me, if I look on the screen, we have our next guest, Arnaud Gasda. I hope your name is right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's perfect. So what's your take on quantum and what's with the partnership of IQM? And there are the things like which quantum technology Atos is betting on. Can you shed some light and then we're going on with some questions afterwards, Arnaud?
Yes, so in fact, we have a great vision, like Martin said. We don't want to bet on a specific technology because we have not seen yet an emerging technology in quantum computing. So we want to keep an hardware agnostic vision, which means we want to be able to integrate any quantum technology into an Atos ecosystem. It's what we did with IQM. We take the technology of IQM, and we wanted to integrate this technology into an Atos ecosystem. And the quantum learning machine is not only a tool to better understand the impact of quantum computing, it's also a tool to simplify the integration of this quantum hardware technology, this QPU. And we wanted to simplify this integration, and we want to have a kind of plug and play technology. We want to be able to take any quantum hardware, any QPU, and plug it into an Atos ecosystem and make it available to the community. And we made this experiment with IQM, and it was successful. And this thing is possible because we have developed a very complete stack covering everything from the programming environment to the execution in the HPC data center. So the quantum learning is a programming environment. One can use a quantum learning machine to develop any quantum algorithm, and we can still use these tools to compile this algorithm for any quantum technology. We have developed a set of compilers and we're able today to target almost any quantum technology. For instance, we made an experiment with IQM. We took a quantum algorithm and we wanted to compile this a quantum algorithm to make it match the requirement of the IQM technology. And by compiling this algorithm, we were able to reduce the number of instructions of this quantum algorithm. And by reducing the number of instructions, we also reduce the error rates, because today quantum QPU are noisy, and by reducing the number of instructions, we'll reduce the error rates, which means we'll improve the quality of the computation. And this was possible thanks to our tools. And uh, the link between compilation and improving the quality of the job seems to be natural in classical computing, but it's not trivial in quantum computing. And we have very advanced compiler, and it's a very important piece of the quantum learning machine. Then we can take this compile algorithm and submit it in a HPC environment to execute this algorithm. And we have developed a nice tool called Power Access to help HPC data center to make accessible the QPU they have. So in fact, they can plug QPU in their cluster and make them accessible to their community thanks to the Power Access tools. And this is possible because there is a coherence in the stack. Everything is linked, and we can put some guarantee in the programming environments that will be respected in the execution environment. I can use maybe a basic example. There is a branch of quantum computing which is called hybrid computing, which are quantum algorithms composed of both classical part and quantum part, and they must interact in a very specific way. And as this can be considered in the programming environment of the QLM, we can describe a strategy how the quantum part will interact with the classical part and sending to the server side, and the interaction between the classical part and the quantum part will be managed on the server side and only on the server side without any communication between the client and the server. And as far as I know, we are the only stack that can support this kind of technology. And we are able to simplify the integration of quantum technology because we control the entire stack from the programming environment to the execution environment.
Oh, that's really quite impressive. So what I wonder right now, Arnaud, that means there's no typical hello world anymore, or just like, or printf the things I learned, or just like moving registers anywhere in assembler. Yeah. So it's for me, to be honest, it's a bit abstract. Yeah. So it's like throwing something in and then magic happens, and it's like, wow. What's maybe such a typical simple example? What is the first thing you would do or suggest? What is the hello world of quantum?
Yeah. So in fact, as you said earlier in this show, is quantum computing is based on some quantum phenomena such as entanglement and superposition. And there is a very basic circuit called Bell pair, which is used with only few qubits, only 2 qubits. You can ensure there is a superposition and entanglement. It's only very few instructions, and you can ensure that this two phenomena are supported by the QPU itself. And so we have some kind of equivalence with the Hello World. It's a very basic circuit. Circuit is a synonym of quantum program. We have a very basic circuit to ensure this phenomena is supported by the QPU. And it's very basic, only a few lines of code. You can use a quantum learning machine to write these simple circuits and ensure your QPU behave as expected.
Perfect. So there's still chance that I'm going to learn it anyway. It's like
Yeah,
that,
I
not
hope
that
so.
super complicated.
And
Martin is a bit in doubt if I can make it or not. It's, let's see.
No. I fully agree. So I'm in doubt about my skills in quantum applications, but not at all, and not especially for experts like Arnaud.
Okay, perfect. Well, that sounds interesting. Martina, that was quite impressive. We do have some questions from the audience. Should we tackle those?
Yeah, maybe you should read them because your monitor
I know, yeah,
is
you're a bit
little
too
bit
far
bigger
away,
than
but
mine.
quantum puts
Well-
it right into my eyes. So
Yeah.
if we spoke about the quantum learning machine, Martin, for example, I have a question right here. We just take it up from Ralph. He's asking, is the quantum learning machine available in public clouds, working with our partners, GCP, AWS, or Azure? Is this something we can have right now? Or is that completely different to that?
Yeah, first of all, you must specify a little bit regarding public cloud. I wouldn't say in public cloud, meaning you can ask about some usual cloud providers to say, hey, I'd like to have a quantum learning machine to use it. It is possible to start with our QLM basically remotely, meaning we offer the possibility for interesting people to do first steps to use our QLM via the net, Atos, on Atos Cloud, you can say, to get firstly familiar with it, but of course with only some basic functions, because it's not so easy, and it's a learning machine, meaning you should do it not on your own and doing trial and error. So you should, of course, work in an environment with experts, with, let me say, the task of real problems to use it. But basically, it's possible for interesting people to get a first look and feel of the QLM and doing first things on it. Maybe Arnaud could spend a sentence on it because he's more familiar what we offer in the first step, basic step.
Yeah, also to answer this question, we are also involved in European project to install the quantum learning machine in HPC centers and to make them to make the QLM accessible in these HPC centers. So it won't be the listed cloud provider in the, but we are definitely installing quantum learning machine in HPC center across Europe, and they will be accessible remotely, maybe from a web browser or for installed clients, and you will be able to use the quantum learning machine and even run your algorithm on real quantum hardware. And if you want to try it now, we also have a free version you can install on your laptop called MyQLM. You can download it for free and try to play with the core of the quantum learning machine.
So Quantum to Go is on the way. MyQLM is something you can download and say that runs on the laptop. That's absolutely fine for testing it out. Maybe, thank you for this. We will post the link to this afterwards into this chat, but maybe just like also, Martin, you mentioned every industry, but is there a special industry that can use of quantum? What's the first one where you think that will make a huge or major impact?
Yes, but you mentioned basically, and I also mentioned basic, every industry and every market could make use of a quantum computer in future, because in more or less every market, you have complex problems or complex challenges to solve. And exactly that's the big advantage of a quantum computer to compare to our current HPC systems, that complexity let me say, the sweet spot of a quantum computer, or will be the sweet spot of a quantum computer. So as I mentioned, different types of industry. So I have, as mentioned, medicine, pharmaceutical industry in my mind, where you have really, really complex challenges in finding out what molecules, what the structure of a molecule is, how it reacts with others, and to find new molecules, or at least to design molecules, or to find drugs, or to develop drugs which could fit to a personal DNA. And then you have, of course, to clarify each personal DNA and then to make it fit. So huge complexity, huge computational power you need. And only with quantum computing you can tackle that kind of problem, because with the biggest HPC systems today, no chance.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Like looking right now and also looking at the time right now, the questions are coming in. It's always the same. At the very end of the show, questions are coming in. We already over time 2 minutes. Maybe a last one, just like a very last one, which it's hard to say. And maybe, I don't know if we can answer that. Is data transmission using quantum physics, particles intricate under development? Do we know this, or is this a hard-kept secret?
So no, it's not. So there is a field called quantum key distribution, which is used to share a very secure key between two people. And this quantum key distribution, the QKD, is used to share data between two people, a unique thing, and it's still under development, and the European Union is investing a lot in this technology. There is also something which is very linked to the question, which is called quantum internet, which is used to share data using quantum phenomena, and it's also very linked to quantum key distribution, because we want to share data between shareholders using quantum phenomena. And Atos is not working on this technology, but definitely Europe is investing a lot to develop a quantum internet demonstrator in Europe. And so, yes, it's an emerging field. It's very interesting.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Arno. Martina, time is over, and now the questions are running in. I think we're going to answer some of the questions later on in the chat to the audience. Thank you for this. Martina, what have we learned about quantum? What is your key takeaway? Is there an where should I invest the crypto money? I need to take it out, because I read they still can hack my Bitcoin, which is not a lot, whatever, within seconds, going back in the blockchain and starting very early. So I need now to invest into quantum.
Yeah. I still have no answer on your cryptocurrency, and I don't want to be blamed afterwards if it doesn't work, you know. So maybe the quantum learning machine could predict something with the models. So this would be a good thing for you to do. So I think, yeah, we need to learn about it. We need to learn about more. And I'm not a very patient person, so I would like to know one last question about timing. So when it will be ready?
That's a good one. Who wants to take that?
Hard to say an exact date, I would say, but I'm absolutely convinced that it will happen. But I cannot tell you in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, in 4 years' time, and in what stage, meaning how many qubits are available. But what is clearly next year, the next 2 years, we will install and integrate a first quantum computer as a module to today's supercomputing system, and hopefully also here in Germany. So that would be the very first step to make, let me say, to make it happen, to make quantum computing in a science environment happen the first time.
Perfect. Okay, this sounds promising. And now we really have to look here.
Yeah, quantum already ran out of time, the Latin speaker would say quantum fugit. So time is moving ahead. I think, and Martina, I'm very sure that we're going to have LinkedIn Live Breakfast TV as soon as it is ready, up and running. Yeah, and we're going to present it here in the early morning hours, Martina. Is that an idea for the next year? Or the
Maybe
year
not too
after, maybe,
early.
Martin?
Not too early.
Do it.
But it's okay in the morning.
Okay, so I would say with this, Martina, thank you again. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Arnaud. It was very, very interesting with that. And Martina, as I started today, would you like to end the Breakfast TV Atos LinkedIn Live for this year? And we're going to see us next year, Martina.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Thank the audience for your patience. So we ran out of time, but I hope you liked it. And we see you hopefully next year. We can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.